Now this is perfect weather for a Subaru. It's raining outside, it's cold, the roads are wet, but the all-wheel drive system on this vehicle is so good. It just feels like the vehicle is glued to the road. It handles so well. And this will be fun for me just because my wife owns a 2010 Impreza with 120,000 miles. This is a 2018 with 62 miles. So it will be fun just to see what they've done over the years to help improve it. Now, certainly right off the bat, the transmission is far superior than what we have on the 2010. Back then, they used a 4-speed automatic, which shifted at the wrong time every time. This is a CVT unit, and Subaru does a really, really good job with their CVTs. The other thing that's sort of cool is you can get a stick shift on the Impreza. So you can get a 5-speed, and a lot of manufacturers are throwing that option out the window. So it's really nice that you can purchase a 5-speed manual gearbox if you wanted to. Now Subaru is funny when it comes to the Impreza lineup. You have your base model, your premium, which is what this vehicle is, and then you have your sport and your limited models. Now what you get among all 4 of those, standard, is the 4-cylinder boxer engine. Boxer meaning that the pistons are horizontally placed. They go back and forth horizontally instead of up and down. And that keeps the center of gravity lower. So you have the boxer engine, you have all-wheel drive, you have your stability control, and you also have your traction control. So you have all of those features standard, as well as a 6.5-inch color screen, touchscreen display, and it does come standard with a backup camera. If you do want a larger display, you have to go with the sport or the limited models. A couple of downsides regarding this premium model is you don't have push button start. You have to purchase the sport or the limited model. And also the steering wheel is not leather wrapped, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. In fact, let's talk about the interior. It's a really nice place to be. Now it's a small diameter steering wheel, and the airbag is quite small as well, which is a nice touch. It just aesthetically looks right. Unfortunately, it's not leather wrapped. Now this is a $25,000 vehicle. This should be leather wrapped. In my mind, that all Imprezas from the base all the way up to the limited should have leather wrapped steering wheels. Unfortunately, they do not. You must purchase the sport or the limited model if you want leather wrap, a leather wrapped steering wheel. You do have the 10 and 2 o'clock notches, but that's a downside. One of the very, very few disappointments on this vehicle. On the left-hand side, we have the controls for the radio. So this would toggle back and forth between your radio presets. This controls the volume. Source would toggle between AM, FM, Bluetooth, audio, and info. If you take a look at the main screen here, 6.5-inch touchscreen display. Then right above it, you have this small display, temperature, time, and that sort of thing. But when you press info, it will show you how many miles you have left in the tank, average miles per gallon, just some basic stuff. Now this vehicle only has 62 miles, so there's not a lot of information there as of right now. But as you drive, you would find more information on that screen. On the right hand side, this is your adaptive cruise control, and these guys work with Eyesight. Now Eyesight, right on the roof toward the windshield, you have 2 cameras. And this does a number of different things. I believe it's a $1,500 option. And what this provides is the pre-collision. It will brake for you automatically. It will adjust the throttle for you automatically. Also is the lane departure warning. So all of that is tied into these cameras, okay? So you can turn off and adjust that system on the steering wheel. And then on the left here, you can turn off the traction control. And this is the blind spot monitoring. Now the really nice, the one thing I like about this, let me open the window here. On the Subaru, the light is right here. On a lot of vehicles, you find it over here, that little light. I think that's a nice feature to have it here, just because if this is all caked up with snow, you won't be able to see that light very well. And the fact that they put it here, that's a nice plus. Now this does have heated side mirrors, but nevertheless, that's a good spot, I think, that Subaru chose to put it in that location. And then going back to the center console, 6.5-inch display, radio, apps. Now, apps works with whatever you plug your device into the vehicle. In other words, right here is a USB. So this you would plug your Android, your iPhone, iPad, whatever you have with you, and you can use the apps menu. So if you don't have, let's say, for example, you purchased your Impreza without navigation, you can run navigation through this screen from your phone. So, you know, little things like that. Media, again, this would control whatever you have plugged in there. So if you want to listen to Amazon Music, you want to listen to YouTube, whatever the case may be, Bluetooth audio. This does support both the Apple Play and also Android Auto. Pandora and Aha. I'm not even sure what that is, to be quite honest. So some cool little displays there. A couple of buttons down there. Your HVAC controls, little cubby space, and then again you do have heated seats, and the outside mirrors once again are completely heated. So how does the vehicle drive? It drives pretty darn nice. Of course, you get that great confidence like I was speaking about before. In the snow, these things are awesome. It brakes well, it handles well. The steering, you know, it's electric steering, so you don't get that steering feel that you do with hydraulics, but they're certainly getting better among all manufacturers regarding the electric steering. The ownership costs are really low. I can tell you for sure with the 2010 that we have not had one issue with that vehicle, but we do maintain it. So in other words, the timing belt, oil changes, air filter, things like that. I believe these are now timing chained, so you don't have to worry about a timing belt anymore. I'll double check that, but I'm almost certain that these are now timing chain vehicles, and they just do a great job. Just to show you the pickup, I'll jump on the highway here. It's not the quickest car again. I'll put my foot into it. Here we go. 45, 50, 55, 60. So again, it's not the quickest vehicle by any means, but for commuting, it's fantastic. It really, you get the stability, you get the safety, and you get the reliability that Subaru is just known for. So I hope this gives you a pretty good idea of what you can expect from this vehicle. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.